to college football pregame here on CBS Sports HQ. The second to last regular season weekend. Kind of emotional about it. I'm going to do my best to be tough for these guys here because they need me in this show to keep it on the tracks. And you know who we got. We got Danny Cannell. We got Bud Elliott in studio. So fun. Special guest. B-Mac. And then, of course, Damian Harris. I am Emily Proud here to guide you through it all. It should be maybe not as exciting of a game or day in terms of games, guys. But Bud, are you ready to join this chaos?
I watch it every week, so now I'm here.
But it's always these weekends where there's one or two surprises that just come out of nowhere. Yeah. It's hard to say where it's going to happen. They're always something.
I like because this show talks ball.
Yeah. Oh, right, some ball talk.
When we're talking ball, we are talking about this game because the game of the day, far and away, USC at Oregon. I'm not just saying that, guys, to be a company woman here. It does not get any bigger than this one. But Danny, we're learning this morning the Ducks will be without their wideouts, DeCorian Moore and Gary Bryant Jr. How will that impact this game?
I mean, there's been a lot of injury discussion this week. Earlier it was USC having some guys out. Now you're losing a couple weapons for Dante Moore in that offense. That to me means this game is going to be even more physical because Noah Whittington is still going to be able to carry the football. And that's where I think Dan Lanning really wants to try to make this sort of a classic Big Ten type of matchup between a couple of old Pac-12 schools and make this a fist fight. You're playing in your backyard. USC is still trying to get over that hump. They've got some nice wins. They did beat Michigan from the Big Ten. They do have some other ones, but on the road they have struggled, and Dan Lanning wants to use that home field and physicality to his advantage.
#1 rushing attack in the Big Ten. How about over in the ACC? We've got Pitt at Georgia Tech. It's easy, B-Mac. Win and you're in the ACC championship game for the Bees, but there is nothing easy about
There's nothing
Pitt.
easy, especially in the ACC. When you think you know, you don't know. Remember, a few weeks ago, Georgia Tech went up to NC State and they took one on the chin. And because of that, they don't have any room for error within the conference. But I believe they take care of their business, especially playing at home. When you look at what Georgia Tech has been doing over the last 2 seasons at home, only 1 home loss. So they've done a great job in protecting their turf. Let's see if they can protect their turf today.
How about in the Big 12? We have a pretty good idea of what that championship game will look like, but there are some clinching scenarios today, B-Mac.
Oh, no question. When you look at the Big 12, I think they're sitting in a very, very nice seat right now, potentially having 2 teams get into the playoffs. You look at what BYU is doing. They have a big game today against Cincinnati. Texas Tech is kind of controlling their own destiny. I think they're one of the more talented teams in the Big 12, and I love their styles of play. They can run the football or throw it around the yard as well.
All right, grab the icing and preheat the oven. It's time for some cupcakes. Bama is playing Eastern Illinois. What do you think of these late season layups?
Oh no! First of all, what y'all laughing at?
Do you see that spread?
Mr. SEC guy.
Listen, everybody's got them. Everybody schedules them. Hell, Notre Dame schedules them for the last 10 games of the season. This is what I know. When you talk about Alabama, you can talk about Georgia. They've got a matchup against Charlotte, another cupcake. No team in college football is good enough to relax. No team is good enough.
Look at these spreads,
I'm telling you, what do we see against Texas A&M and South Carolina?
That's different.
The point. Hey, listen. I remember at a time when we were the best team in the country at Alabama. We were down 14-13 against Citadel, and we were scratching and clawing in the locker room trying to figure out what the hell we were going to do.
I remember tweeting about that game.
Exactly. So the point is, I don't know why you're trying to act like I'm wrong. Don't relax. Take care of your business. Take care of a weaker opponent. Get you some style points to improve your resume.
50.5.
All right, guys. Bud is here because he wants to talk ball. So let's talk about the G5 this week. The lone ranked G5 team once again coming from the American Tulane. So what do we need to keep an eye on in the race for the G5?
Honestly, guys, Temple's not that bad. They've done a pretty good job this year. They probably should have beat Navy if they didn't miss that pretty egregious call on the field at the end of that thing. Like Temple they're not like a 14-point dog here. They're an 8-point dog. Tulane's got to take this seriously. One of their top receivers out. If they win, they set up a pretty nice matchup for themselves to play North Texas there in that American Conference Championship game with a shot to go to the playoff for the winner.
There's JMU, still waiting for some chaos there. Only, though, a few more data points left for Heisman voters. And, Danny, just kind of take the temperature for us. We're obviously keeping an eye on Fernando Mendoza. Of course, you're seeing Julian Sayin. How do you see this race at the moment?
I mean, Fernando Mendoza's chilling at the crib this weekend, kicking back with a bye week. I think it's going to come down to the Big Ten championship. I've said that for a few weeks. But I do think there are a couple other top opportunities. Marcel Reed, if he plays in the SEC title game, has a big performance. if Gunnar Stockton continues
That's
to
the
fall
name,
out
Danny.
and he wins an SEC title,
That's
he needs
the
some help
name.
to get there. He could jump up, and then all you look for is Jeremiah Love could continue to add to his stats with a couple more cupcakes on their schedule. Syracuse, they're a 35.5-point favorite. He's got a couple Heisman-like plays. We saw the spin move last week that everyone saw across the country. I think from the non-quarterback position, he's a name to keep an eye on.
All right, well, we will see the Heisman Trophy winner playing in the college football playoff more than likely, and this is what the current bracket looks like. We got it on Tuesday. Some things will inevitably change, like that Miami. I feel like I need to just continue to remind viewers a very slim chance that Miami will win the ACC and get that spot, but could they get an at-large? Those are things that we will discuss. But of course, the big game of the day is on CBS between USC and Oregon, and there are stakes aplenty in that one, both with the Big Ten and the college football playoff. It's essentially an elimination game. There's still a little slim chance that Oregon could still be in this thing if they lose. But guys, we're looking at this at do or die, BMAC. So going into a game like this, with all these stakes, how does it feel?
This feels like a Game 7 scenario.
Really?
You lose, it's
Love
a
it.
wrap. But if you win, you keep playing. And that's what's at stake right now in terms of this Big Ten matchup with USC traveling to Oregon. Some feel like Oregon, they have yet to play anybody. This would be their signature win for Dan Lanning and his ball club. And for USC, Lincoln Riley, this could be a knock on the door for the college football world to say, you know what, we're big-time money players. We deserve to be in the playoffs. So you look at what USC has been doing. I mean, guys, with all the injuries they've been dealing with, the adverse situations, to be at this point has been a phenomenal coaching job for Lincoln Riley. You look at the quarterback play, you look at Mekhi Lemon, one of the best wide receivers in college football. They have made big-time plays, especially on the defensive side, being a little more stout and physical, going against some of these Big Ten offenses. They're coming into Eugene with all the confidence in the world. And I can tell you this much, it's important for Oregon to start fast, because if they allow the Trojans to get things rolling, especially on the offensive end where their quarterback is playing, this thing would be very, very interesting late in the fourth quarter.
What do we think about just walking into this game when you know that it's do or die? I know that you talked to Mekhi Lemon earlier this week. I talked to Dan Lanning, and they all just kind of talk about, okay, this is another football game. But Bud, when you see these stats, I mean, this is the single greatest swing game that we've had in the season so far. How do you think the players compartmentalize that, knowing that this is a playoff game?
I mean, these aren't like upstart programs. Like, this is why you sign with USC or Oregon, right? Like, you sign, like by the way, this idea that the playoff is ruining the regular season, pretty juiced up for this
Starting
matchup,
right now.
right?
Yeah.
Like, I think you got to be really excited to have this opportunity to go prove it, right? Like, I mean, hey, you're at USC. Their players aren't that much different than us. They might have more better ones, but our studs are just like their studs. Like, let's go have a day. Let's go make plays. Like you mentioned, Oregon's receivers are out. By the way, our friend Matt Zenitz at 24/7 just reported that Fitzgerald, one of the two starting safeties, is out, and the other starter, Ramsey, is still questionable. So we might have backup receivers on backup safeties here in Eugene.
Well, I agree with both things that they said, and I think it's a little bit of both mindsets, right? Leading up the week of the game, when you prepare, right? You hear Dan Lanning, you hear Lincoln Riley, you take the ownership of, this is why I went to USC. This is why I came to Oregon for matchups like this. Whenever I was getting recruited, whenever coaches talked about playing games that matter towards the college football playoffs, it's games like this. So you have that type of rah-rah approach when you prepare. But then once you get to the stadium, once you get to the game, it's business is business being done. It's just another game. It's another opportunity for us to go out and beat an opponent that's across from us and just take care of our business. So it's a little bit of both. And you have to compartmentalize, because you don't want to let too much of the rah-rah lead over into the game, and then you're playing full of emotion. You still want to play with technique, with fundamentals, but at the same time, you don't want to be so like, oh, this is just another game, that you're not amplified and ready for the moment, which is a college football eliminator.
This is all BMAC and I knew, because we played in the BCS era where you lost one game,
It's
it
a
was
wrap.
going to be that one. And in the 4-team era, it felt like that a lot. So there's just more games that have those type of stakes later in the season, which I think is awesome. I think that's the best part about it. When I look at Oregon, I still think they're kind of flying under the radar. I do think they've been disrespected somewhat, and there is one thing you can do to gain respect, and that's go out and win a game like today and cover the spread and do it impressively. And I think that's what Dan Lanning is going to try to do today. Is it going to be easy? No. USC is a very competent team, but I think people forget the pedigree of this program, what they did last year, the exit from the playoffs, which I still think rubs Dan Lanning the wrong way, the fact that they got blown out. And I do think he pays attention to the narrative that people say, oh, this Oregon team isn't championship worthy, or they haven't beaten anybody. And nobody in the country uses the fodder like Dan Lanning, that bulletin board material to get his team in a frenzy. So I would expect them to come out pretty physical and pretty strong out the gate.
Yeah, we, as you mentioned, Bud, going to talk ball on the show, but I do think that it's worth mentioning the spread is up to 10.5 in favor of Oregon, which...
Talk about disrespect.
That's a lot.
Right, and that tells us something
some
just
of that.
about perception, which of course will pick this game and all the other ones, but there are other games with some things at stake today. We mentioned, of course, Georgia Tech. They need to win in order to get into the ACC championship game. I guess I'll just keep it simple. Do they beat Pitt today? Are they punching their ticket?
I think so. I think that they're the more physical team. I think, although the quarterback for Pitt has been playing very well, we cannot understate what Haynes King has been doing. If his defense played a little bit better, we would be having Heisman-type conversations about him. And then you look at the job that Brent Key has done. Being a former player at Georgia Tech, then being an interim head coach, and then building the program to being 9-1, staring an opportunity, which you control that opportunity to get to the ACC championship, it just feels like they're ready to take that step. And I know everybody wants to give them a lot of grief and a lot of slack because they lost that game to North Carolina State. Like I said at the beginning of the show, no team is good enough to relax against anybody. Georgia Tech relaxed against North Carolina State. That's a one-off. I think they corrected today. I think they punched their ticket to the ACC championship. Miami fans will not be happy. They'll probably be in my comments and in my DMs. I don't
Maybe the
care.
coach also.
Maybe the coach also, but I don't care. I think Georgia Tech punches their ticket to the ACC championship today.
When you look at this line, guys, 2.5.
And a hook.
In a hook, 2.5 hook. That's very, very intriguing when you talk about the odd makers and what they see this game potentially becoming. I think this is going to be a very, very close ball game. Georgia Tech's defense has been extremely vulnerable on all three levels. You can run the football on them, you can throw the football on them, and it puts more pressure on Haynes King to score almost at every given possession. And for Pittsburgh, they're coming in with house money. They're not supposed to be in this situation, especially with a freshman quarterback. Now, I know they kind of laid down last week, but clearly when you heard Pat Narduzzi speak about the Notre Dame game, he was putting all his chips in the table for this game right here because it was an ACC game. So they kind of held some things back, which I don't agree with. I think you should play every game like it's a championship game to win. But I can tell you this much, he's throwing everything in the kitchen sink, in the toilet, in this matchup tonight to try to upset the Yellow Jackets.
I think Pitt's got a shot to beat him. I mean, Georgia Tech's defense is not reliable in any way. They play a lot of close
learn about
games.
Pitt last week against Notre Dame. Yeah.
I think we learned they don't have the athletes to compete with like a real playoff team that's earning their way in on merit, not just from a conference championship. You know, like
Which is Georgia Tech in this scenario?
I would say like Tech is very much comparable to Pitt. Like look at the line.
Right.
And
I also,
you get 2.5 for home field. So they're saying on a neutral field, these guys are even.
Georgia Tech is they remind me of the TCU team that went all the way to the national championship. Throughout the regular season, they had a bunch of tight one-possession games. They did get knocked off. They lost one, too. Like, they're just a team that kind of flirts with disaster. And if they can go through unscathed, I do think they could be a dangerous team because of that offense, just like TCU was. Similar quarterback, too. Max Duggan kind of put that team on his back, much like Haynes King puts this team on his back. But I would not wager any type of real money on Georgia Tech to win the game. And even Brent Key would probably say, I don't have much confidence. I hope we win. Like, you're going to do everything you can. But this team is giving their head coach a heart attack every single week. Duke, outgained them, and Georgia Tech was able to win that game. Wake Forest should have beaten Georgia Tech had it not been for a horrendous call.
Yes.
The NC State game, they lost. And Boston College, one of the worst teams in the ACC, had them on the ropes in the fourth quarter. So I think Georgia Tech can win, but I also think there's a very real possibility that Pitt could pull off the upset.
And I think Georgia Tech, they're just a product of their environment. That's the ACC world this season.
Yeah.
Right? You don't know what you're going to see.
Banging up on each other.
Yeah,
There's two teams with no concrete foundation, and when you think the better team should win, they lose to bad teams. That's the life of the ACC in 2025.
But hold on though, because because we're talking about why Georgia Tech could lose this game, right? Let's talk about something. We just brought up Pat Narduzzi, right? And we talked about the comments that he made in front of his team last week, and then we saw how they performed. Now, you can't turn it off 1 week and then just automatically turn it back on the next week. The words that you spoke and the way that your team went out and played last week, you cannot not expect to just go in the next week and say, all right, boys, now it's time to lock in. Now it's time to link arms. Now we got Georgia Tech in an ACC matchup. Now it's time to play some football. No. It don't work that way. You have to be consistent in your approach each and every single week. With all that being said, I'm just interested to see how Pitt responds this week.
And all my eyes will be, both my eyes, will be on Mason Heinschel. Because he's a young, true freshman quarterback where everything has been great. He's played great all season long. He's coming off his worst performance of the season, the pick six, really sent him reeling. How does he bounce back from that performance? Because he's going to play in a tough environment in Atlanta. Very curious to see how he plays.
And the running back, Desmond Reed, will be out. He's missed 3 games prior, dealing with that ankle injury.
I don't know why they played him last week. If the game didn't mean anything, you sit Desmond.
Yeah. Did it or did it not mean something?
Who knows?
Well, based on what the coach said, I'm resting him because, to Emily's point, he was injured the week before. Save him for this game. That's a big loss.
Very interesting stuff. See, there's still plenty to talk about, even with some of the cupcakes that we got playing today. Still plenty of action.
I'm still trying to figure out why y'all was laughing.
How about this guy?
I'm a vanilla
guys, with
gluten-free.
signing day looming, the biggest recruitment, of course, we're tracking is with Lane Kiffin. We've got decision day on the calendar, but what will he do?
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Mommy was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman, new season, streaming November 16th, only on Paramount+.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch. Crutch.
Crutch, you need anything. I do have one question. We didn't mean right now.
You talk to people, they don't see the badge. I talk to people, that's all they see.
I got worried you coming up here without an escort.
I can handle myself.
I'm gonna spend the rest of my career protecting my father's mission. We don't quit.
Thank you.
That's what my dad would do.
Being on the road, I don't think it's a job. I think it's a calling.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount+.
Someone at this law firm knew they were fueling an epidemic.
You come forward now, you're just a crazy old lady with no evidence.
You didn't see this coming, did you now?
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Tell me, can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount+.
It's so loud in here. Oh man, this is awesome. The power. Oh my goodness, what a performance.
Wouldn't take care of my brother Kyle, and I'll take care of you.
This is my castle now. Do we understand each other?
I want your friends to be mine.
Mayor of Kingstown, new season now streaming on Paramount+.
You can't count on Derek's taunt skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount+.
Breaking news into CBS Sports HQ, where Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow will not play Sunday against the New England Patriots. That is the latest from our Jonathan Jones. Burrow will remain on IR with a turf toe injury, with Joe Flacco getting the start. The Bengals will also be without wide receiver Jamar Chase, who is serving a one-game suspension. The Bengals and Patriots will kick off at 1 p.m. Eastern Sunday on CBS and streaming on Paramount+. Some Friday night fever in college football. Teams just can't wait till Saturday. They want standalone games, right? Florida State fans want to make sure that we can get all our eyeballs on this game. Florida State, NC State. Okay, let's see. Florida State looking for their first ACC road win since 2023. 4 minutes left in the fourth. NC State up 14-11. This is a punt.
That's where the fun started.
Should be easy, right? No. KJ Kirkland hits the back of his helmet. So the Wolfpack recover. Danny, what were you feeling when you watched this happen?
Torture. Just pretty much like the way it's been all season long. Here we go again.
But what about when it happens again? Yeah. 3 plays later. That is Squirrel White. That also hits him off the face. NC State recovers again. If the first one was torture, Danny, what's the second one?
The second one was I was going to lose my bet. Because that was the game was over. I thought their offense moved
But think about this call. They could have kicked the field goal and go up 6. It's 4th and 7, 4th and 8. They decide to go for it and score the touchdown.
Because they don't want to make a one-score game a one-score game.
Yeah, but me personally, football metric says kick the field goal. Make a touchdown.
It's okay. Hey, put that argument to bed. Put that argument to rest. Because I just want to point out the fact that not only did Florida State do that last night, they did it on Danny Cannell's birthday.
I know.
Ladies and gentlemen. So first of all, I want to say happy birthday, Danny. Happy birthday.
I appreciate it.
21.
You chose
21.
to tell him
But come on, how did you feel after that?
I mean, that was brutal. All I wanted for my birthday was a Knowles win, and we didn't get it. And all I wanted for my birthday was to end the coaching carousel conversation, but now we are right back in it, unfortunately.
You want to get the first word here? What should happen with Mike Norvell?
I mean, it's pretty obvious to me. I do think Florida State needs to make a change. I mean, the results on the field are what they are. And I like Mike Norvell, and I'll root for him. And if they stick with him because they have to because of finances, I'll support him, and I'll do everything I can to get the fan base behind him. But he's lost the fan base, and that means it's even harder to recruit, and it's even harder to keep players on your roster when you've lost it. There are times when you're watching games, and you're watching a quarterback struggle, and he's throwing so many interceptions, you're just like, we got to get him out. That's what I feel like it feels like Mike Norvell right now. It's going so bad that you just have to end it, and you just have to get him out of the situation.
The writing is on the wall. I think you just.
Should we let?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Let the Florida State gentleman handle it.
I'm just thinking they probably have.
Yeah, I'm sorry because they wanted to kiki and ha ha when we was talking about Alabama. So
okay,
we didn't win that game.
Let's
we didn't win that game.
Come on, hey, come on, give me a ha ha.
B-Mac.
Come on, give me a kiki.
B-Mac, what should happen with Mike Norvell?
Honestly, I think to Danny's point, Coach Norvell is a great dude. He's a great dude, right? He resonates with parents and prospects. But the debacle that we're watching is unexplainable, and you can't allow these things to happen. And I'll say this. I felt like his seat was extremely safe. Not extremely safe, but safer based on what they did last week, beating Virginia Tech. I think that kind of took some heat off of him. But losing to NC State in the fashion in which you lost. Now you have to beat Florida. Because if you started off 3-0 and one of those wins came against Alabama, and you're not bowl eligible the rest of the way, something potentially could happen because of the letdown. Like I said, you're 3-0 and you don't make a bowl. So now you have to beat Florida at home. You have to. I felt like when he beat Virginia Tech, if you just win, worst case scenario, 1 out of the remaining 2 ball games, he should be okay. 1 out of the remaining 2. But now losing last week. We have yet to win on the road, by the way. We're 0-for on the road. Now you got to go to Gainesville. Regardless of what happens with Florida and Tennessee, their fans will be in the building last game of the season against Florida State. And they know if we beat Florida State, we snatch their bowl hopes away. So for Florida State, those are the things they will consider if you do not win next week against Florida.
B-Mac, I'm guessing that's not what you asked for your birthday either?
I just wanted to, I don't even know what I asked for. I'm sorry. When the loss happened, I almost went and grabbed a bottle. And I don't even drink.
So Bud was the only one that didn't.
State.
Well,
yeah, he did. Bud has made a fortune off of fading Florida State.
I watched this team on the road under Mike Norvell for many years. You got to be a moron.
My heart.
No, I was just going to say you didn't.
Well, first of all, I don't bet on Florida State because my pockets and my heart cannot be tied together.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll pass out. So I just want to watch as a fan and hope for the best. That's all, Bud. But you guys, I guess you're pretty rich. Huh?
Yep. Super quick.
I had Stanford outright. I the
Oh,
NC
my
State route right
goodness.
now.
Well, you said something earlier about the Florida game.
It's bad process if this comes down to one game. Either this is the guy or he's not. I think the concerning thing is that he doesn't build anything in high school, so there's no real hope for the future. You're not building on this year. You had some regression to the mean, which is just natural when you spend that much money off 2 and 10. I think 6 and 6, 7 and 5 off 2 and 10, given how much money you spend, should be a fireable offense. But you're going to lose 2/3 of this roster on offense and defense and be right back there in the portal again. Like you're not building on anything.
Yes, very interesting. Another coach we need to talk about. Yeah, lost in all this. Happy birthday to both of you. A little delayed here. This time next week, it'll be decision day for Lane Kiffin after all the campus tours, the ultimatums, the flight tracking, the inspirational quotes. Lane Kiffin will have to make a decision. This is Ole Miss AD Keith Carter saying in a statement, quote, an announcement on Coach Kiffin's future is expected the Saturday following the game being, of course, the Egg Bowl next Friday. So want to welcome in John Talty here, who has been doing some fantastic reporting on all of this. The latest is on CBSSports.com right now. But John, the viewers don't need to go anywhere because you're about to tell us right now what is the latest on the Lane Kiffin situation.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all waiting to see exactly what he does over the next week. I think the question that I have gotten over and over again over the last, 24 hours, less than that, I guess, since that press release is how does this hold until Saturday? Certainly, there are a lot of invested parties that want to know, think they know what Lane's going to do, and how does that hold up through an Egg Bowl on Friday and into Saturday. But as it stands right now, Saturday morning, all the momentum is with LSU. That does not mean that he has officially made a decision. I don't think he has necessarily signed an MOU or things like that, but certainly he knows what the money's going to be like at each school. And talking to people both around him, around the industry, at different schools, LSU is the one that you hear over and over again right now with Kiffin. I think, again, the challenge in covering something like Lane is that if this were a different coach, a different situation, I would feel even more confident in what I'm saying. Just that Lane is the ultimate, you don't know what he's going to do. And so that might lead people to be a little bit more cautious in how they explain the situation.
Yeah, ultimately, we will get a decision this time next week. John Talty, we appreciate you so much. I want to go back out to the desk here. You hear him say that LSU is the leader, but we truly have no idea what Lane Kiffin will do. Before we get to our guess for what he thinks or what we think he will do, I want to start with you here, Damian. What do you think about how all of this has been handled? I don't know about you. I can't remember a time when I've seen an athletic director say, hey, we're going to get a decision on our coach in a week, and everybody feel good about it.
Well, I think the entire experience, it just screams Lane Kiffin. It's unorthodox. It's not the usual way of handling business. It's not old school. It's flashy, it's polarizing, and it's meant to get everybody's attention. Now, what is Lane Kiffin going to do? We don't know. But the fact that they're amplifying just the decision, like, are we sitting down and watching LeBron make his decision again about where he's taking his talents? Like, it feels like that's what we're doing with Lane Kiffin, but I'm going to be honest. He's earned the right to have the process be the way that it is. He's earned the right to have all eyes on him, to have all attention on him, to have LSU, Florida, these teams, Florida canceling meetings with John Summerall because they're putting all their eggs in one basket. I think, not Ole Miss. I think Lane Kiffin has deserved that right because look at what he's done throughout the course of his career. He's the hottest coaching name in college football right now, and they're treating him as such.
B-Mac, you seem to have taken.
I mean, you said
he's
he's earned the right. I mean, he hasn't won any championships, right? How many SEC titles has he won? He's the hot thing right now, deserving so. He's been great. What he's built at Ole Miss will forever be felt in the SEC, especially there in the university. But this is just Lane being Lane. Remember a few years ago, Auburn thought they had Lane right there. And then in the 25th hour, I'm not going. This is what he does. He loves the attention. And he has, based on how well he's coached this year, he has this type of leverage. But I can say this much. When the president, the AD, the chancellor, everyone comes out and says, we're going to make an announcement next week, why are you waiting to make an announcement that he's just returning? Right?
Yeah, what's the benefit to announcing that the decision's going to come in?
That means either they don't know what he's going to do, or they know and they want to wait and drop the bomb after the Egg Bowl. In my opinion, I think he's leaving. me personally, because what coaches do when they're not leaving? I'm not going anywhere.
Right.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm finishing the drill here. We're competing for a championship. I'm not addressing these rumors anymore. Have we heard that from Lane?
Is Lane like anybody else?
That's the thing, though, is I think Lane genuinely has not made a decision yet, which is why they're pushing it off. But I want to get to you. What happens after the decision? If he leaves, what happens?
I think you're going to have some really good options. Like, if you're Auburn, you're rooting for Lane to stay at Ole Miss because you're very worried that John Summerall is going to take Ole Miss over you, the Tulane coach, right? I think a lot of people think Auburn is probably in the driver's seat to get him.
Good
there.
point,
like,
but
it's a great fit. So, like, I think if you're Ole Miss, you're fine if Lane Kiffin goes. I know he has had the best results.
Well, does he coach in the postseason? I mean, just
I don't
in the
even allow
immediate.
that. No, I no. Like, Egg Bowl's one thing. Postseason's wild.
So they're going to have an interim coach for the college football
look,
playoff.
we had this with Michigan back in the 90s. Like, the whole quote, a Michigan man will coach Michigan, is because the Michigan basketball coach agreed to go be Arizona's basketball coach, right? Yeah. And that team, they were like, we got great players. The assistant could do this thing.
I agree.
And they went on and won it. So, no, I don't think you can let him coach in the playoff. Like, man, think about what has made Ole Miss great. Like, Lane has done a great job there. But it's also because they were one of the first innovators in NIL. They were way out in front of that. They outspin everybody when a lot of people were scared to spin. Walker Jones did a great job with the Grove Collective. That ain't going away. If anything, if they get spurned by Lane and he goes to LSU, they're going to be like, watch this. All right, we are all in. Like, unload the money cannon right there. We're not going anywhere. Like, we've had a taste of success. We want more. So, like, if I'm Ole Miss, I'm not sweating it that much. I think Lane's a really good coach, but it's not like he's a great recruiter to get players there. Like, the Grove Collective gets players there.
Emily, I agree with you. I don't think Lane Kiffin knows yet. And this does feel like a dysfunctional relationship because I totally understand Ole Miss and Keith Carter saying, you need to let us know. I understand Lane Kiffin saying, I don't know, this is a life-altering decision, and I need to spend time making it. And I could get mad at both sides, or I could get mad at the system and the calendar that's in place, because everyone, and this is why we saw all those firings take place. It's why we saw James Franklin hired already at Virginia Tech, so we can get a head start on the recruiting, class that just opens up December 3rd. Like, so I get the, people upset about it and why there's a rush. But if you did move everything to a true off-season, you wouldn't have to force your coach's hand. You wouldn't have to put out an ultimatum. Lane Kiffin could take all the time in the world and say, you know what, let me make sure I'm not going to be rushed into this. So until they address the calendar, we're still going to be in these situations, which unfortunately, the biggest losers most times are fans. Whether it's LSU or Florida who are left out, or it's Ole Miss who loses them, they all lose.
Our resident Ole Miss fan here on the show, Graham, who does social media for us. I asked him, I said, you're having a
puppy dog who lost his bone today.
His face looks like he needs a cigarette. Like, poor guy has just been going through it. And they're having one of the best seasons, the most historic runs in history for Ole Miss, and they're just not able to enjoy it. And I don't want to be a Lane Kiffin apologist by any means, but it's not all his fault. Like you said, it's the calendar.
It's not. It's not his fault. It is the system. And to your point, even more so, as an athletic director, you're telling your coach right now, we want you to focus on what you're going to do as opposed to the success of the team, winning this game, getting to the college football playoff. Like, that's the only point I wanted to throw in there. To your point, it's the system. Because, again, it takes the attention. There's so many things, there's so many parts of college football that take the attention away from the main thing, which Emily Proud, I'm going to say it. It's winning the football game that's in front of you. So again, to put Lane Kiffin in a situation because of the system to where he's in the midst of, like you said, making a life-altering decision. His daughter is enrolled at Ole Miss. His son is a local high school quarterback in the state of Mississippi near Ole Miss. You're telling him, put all that first, which he should, and put the success of the team on the back burner.
And think about how
system.
unfair this is to the players on the team.
Right. That's what we're talking about right now.
My thing is this, man. These guys are in a position they've never been in before, especially there at Ole Miss, to win a championship, and this is what we're talking about. So for fans who get mad at players for leaving a team during the middle of the season, you can't get mad at the players because look what the coaches are doing.
No.
Right? Look what the
Very
coaches are
good
doing.
point. Yeah, let's go ahead and end on that because this conversation, we'll continue to talk about it, which is exactly like you said, what Lane Kiffin wants. Elsewhere in the SEC, you got a ranked-on-ranked matchup in Norman between Oklahoma and Missouri. We're going to go out live to Norman to get a boots-on-the-ground report. That's next here on HQ.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Mommy was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman. New season, streaming November 16th. On Paramount Plus.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch, crutch, crutch.
Crutch, crutch.
Crutch, you need anything. I do have one question. We didn't mean right now.
You talk to people, they don't see the badge. I talk to people, that's all they see.
I got worried you coming up here without an escort.
I can handle myself.
I'm gonna spend the rest of my career protecting my father's mission. We don't quit.
Thank you.
That's what my dad would do.
Being on the road, I don't think it's a job. I think it's a calling.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
Would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount Plus.
Someone at this law firm knew they were fueling an epidemic.
You come forward now, you're just a crazy old lady with no evidence.
You didn't see this coming, did you now?
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars. What a difference she has made.
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
A crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here. Oh man, this is awesome. The power. Oh my goodness, what a performance.
Warden, take care of my brother Kyle, and I'll take care of you.
This is my castle now. Do we understand each other?
I want your friends to be mine.
Mayor of Kingstown. New season now streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tongue skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Oklahoma just continuing to do the improbable. First, beating Alabama in T-Town. Second, just the entire season as a whole. Venables started on the hot seat. Hopes of cooling things down were, of course, low with the daunting schedule ahead of them. And yet, with each week and each win, their CFP chances have slowly risen to now at a 68% chance to make the big dance. And how about the Sooners? They are in this thing. And so we welcome in Josh Calloway from Sooners Illustrated of 24/7 Sports. And Josh, it has been quite the ride for Oklahoma. I mentioned the way that the season started. Of course, you're keeping your eyes on Brent Venables. Then you have a great starting quarterback start the season. Then he gets injured. And now they're in the college football playoff race. So from a beat perspective, what has it been like following this team this season?
Yeah, roller coaster. I think the start of the season, everyone didn't know what to expect with this Oklahoma team. They get off to that great start, like you said. They beat Michigan. They beat Auburn. The defense looked incredible. John Mateer's leading the Heisman race. And then that thumb injury kind of changed everything. I mean, since then, the offense really has struggled. John has not played well. But like you said, they lose to Ole Miss here on this field a month ago. And all those conversations came back up. Brent Venables on the hot seat. Is this team going to spiral and have a rough finish to the year when you looked at what was left on the schedule? But then back-to-back unbelievable, improbable road wins. And now here we go. Everybody's happy again. They're right back in the playoff race. So everything's out in front of this team. 2 home games that you feel like they should win to get to the playoff. But it's been a very topsy-turvy roller coaster season, no doubt about that.
Yeah, you mentioned should win, but will they win? They've got a home game today against a ranked Missouri, and then, of course, LSU. So what is the vibe around this team coming off such an emotional high of beating Alabama as they get ready for must-win games here now down the stretch?
Yeah, but I think the vibes are pretty good, especially with the way the defense is playing, right? In the last couple of games, they've been able to force turnovers. Oklahoma was one of the worst teams in the entire country at forcing turnovers before the last couple of weeks at Tennessee and at Alabama, where they got some massive takeaways, including 2 defensive touchdowns, 1 in each game, that totally flipped things. But on the flip side, the offense is not playing well, right? They're not really able to run the football consistently. The explosive plays have been totally just, escaped them the last couple of weeks. And so they kind of know, like, yes, we're winning. The defense is playing awesome. But if we're going to do what we want to do, the offense has got to be a lot better. And so we'll see what that looks like today in front of the home crowd. They have at least avoided the big mistakes since that rough day in Dallas. John Mateer has protected the football a little better. I think probably by design, letting the defense kind of work for you. The special teams have been really good. They have maybe the best kicker in college football in Tate Sandell, who's routinely hitting 50-plus yarders. So I think everyone's feeling good about where the team is right now, but there's also an understanding, like, this offense is going to need to be better if they're going to get to the playoff and then obviously do some damage in the playoff when they get there.
Yeah, we showed that line graph at the beginning of this segment. Keep going up. That's kind of how they're feeling between the ears, too. They continue to get better, and the games continue to get bigger. Josh Calloway, appreciate you so much. So, guys, when we're talking about Oklahoma in these must-win games, essentially, how do you think the committee, I'll start with you, Bud, will handle head-to-head when it comes to Oklahoma and Alabama if we have them in a similar range? Right now, OU is 8th, Alabama is 10th.
So I think if Alabama goes to the SEC title game and wins it, they're going to get a 3 seed, and the loser of that game will get the 4. If they don't make it, I think they'll remain behind Oklahoma, assuming Oklahoma wins out. There's really no justification to jump them, right? Oklahoma will be adding 2 wins in the SEC against Missouri and against LSU, whereas Alabama's picking up the Auburn win. So I think they would stay behind them, but I think they can finish anywhere between 10th and 3rd.
Really? Okay. So there's quite a range of possibilities. When we think of head-to-head, guys, it's not just between those 2 teams, which, of course, we're going to continue to compare those resumes, which look very, very similar. So, of course, head-to-head helps there. But the headliner is this one, Miami and Notre Dame. If both are 10-2, and Notre Dame right now is ahead of Miami in the rankings, you see them at 9th, Miami at 13th. Let's ask one of our Null boys, Danny, what's more egregious, putting in a Notre Dame team with this head-to-head matchup, or what you saw happen a few years ago with your team?
So what happened to Florida State was the most egregious thing that's ever happened. Yeah, and that's why we have expansion. So you're welcome, college football world. We got you to 12 teams, which I think is great. I don't think it's quite as egregious. No, I don't think this is quite as egregious. Emily, I think it's very interesting here because I think most people and most former players are like, you have to recognize what happened on the field. That is supposed to be the most important thing. Now, the committee, I think, backed themselves into a corner this past week, because Hunter Yurachek's first time as the committee chair and the spokesperson in front of the cameras, he said what everybody's been pointing out is that they're not in the same pod. So we haven't done that drill that we just did, which is kind of stupid when you think about it. Why not?
Pods are groups of 3, by the way, and they're conveniently 4 spots away from each other.
But he did say if they're in the same pod, we will recognize head-to-head. So I think that gives you hope if you're a Miami fan saying, all we have to do is get into that same pod. But the committee can do and say anything they want. They can come up with any reason. They can start using common opponents, which Syracuse today, keep an eye on that score. Miami beaten by 28. Notre Dame's a 35-point favorite. There's also Pitt. Miami plays at Pitt the last game of the season. So they can start really pointing to those games if they want to lean towards Notre Dame. They can do anything they want. So I've learned a long time ago to stop trying to figure them out, because they really can do anything they want. And if they really wanted to, they could go, how are you playing now? Where Notre Dame has been playing better. But those games were they still happen on the field.
And we also have to acknowledge when Notre Dame lost.
Yes.
That was in September, the first 2 weeks. We all know in the BCS era and currently in this era of college football, if you're going to lose a ball game, it's better to lose it early in the season and play your best football in the months of October and November to get to that playoff run. That's what we saw with Alabama and Oklahoma. Alabama has been playing better football than Oklahoma. But what happened last week? They lost. So the most recent loss will show up more so in the records, especially in the playoff conversation. So for Miami fans, I understand the head-to-head should mean something. It does. It does. But what means more? When you lose, right? Notre Dame haven't lost since September, and they've been playing outstanding football. Miami has more recent losses, and outside of what they did against NC State, they still had some struggles as well. So I think that's what the committee is valuing, and I'm okay with that because it's always been the case. That's always been the case in college football.
So then if that is the case, and you're an athletic director, you're a coach, wouldn't you go in and say, give me all my tough games in the first 2 weeks of the seasons and give me cupcakes in the back
is that right?
6?
Like,
No, I don't think it should.
Okay.
I don't think it should. But if it's an advantage, like we've seen schools scheduled to try to get in. Kirk Cignetti's he hadn't even made it a secret. It's like, I'm getting out of non-conference games because why would I do those? So, I mean, you're better served. A lot of those Big Ten teams start off with 3 cupcakes. Put all your Big Ten games forward and put all your cupcakes at the end, which I hate.
And also, maybe the committee is just assessing the fact that Notre Dame controls their own destiny. Miami does not. They sat there and said Miami is a placeholder for whoever wins the ACC championship, obviously, if it's Georgia Tech. So maybe that's being taken into consideration as well. Maybe.
If BYU loses to Cincy today, does Miami get in that same pod with Notre Dame? I'm just trying to look at the teams that are actually separating them. Right? At what point, do they get in the same pod and then head-to-head plays?
Miami has slowly moved their way up the rankings. They debuted at 18, they went to 15, now at 13. So if that continues to hold, we'll see. But hey, we got more college football pregame after this. Man, you're getting to that point in the season where there are a lot of injuries. We'll update you on who's in and who's out today next on HQ.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Mommy was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman, new season, streaming November 16th, only on Paramount+.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch, crutch, crutch.
Crutch.
Crutch, you need anything. I do have one question. We didn't mean right now.
You talk to people, they don't see the badge. I talk to people, that's all they see.
I got worried you coming up here without an escort.
I can handle myself.
I'm going to spend the rest of my career protecting my father's mission. We don't quit.
Thank you.
That's what my dad would do.
Being on the road, I don't think it's a job. I think it's a calling.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
Would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount+.
Someone at this law firm knew they were fueling an epidemic.
You come forward now, you're just a crazy old lady with no evidence.
You didn't see this coming, did you now?
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars. What a difference she has made.
The question is, can you handle it?
Tell me, can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount+.
It's so loud in here. Oh man, this is awesome. Power. Oh my goodness, what a performance.
Warden, take care of my brother Kyle, and I'll take care of you.
This is my castle now. Do we understand each other?
I want your friends to be mine.
Mayor of Kingstown, new season now streaming on Paramount+.
You can't count on Derek's tongue skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount+.
Is it going to be bad?
Back here on College Football Pregame presented by FanDuel, we are bringing you the latest injury report, and boy, it is lengthy. So let's start with the big game in the Big Ten on CBS this afternoon. Number 15 USC, number 8 Oregon. Oregon wide receiver DeCorian Moore and Gary Bryant Jr., they are both out today per our Matt Zenitz. As for USC, running back Wayman Jordan remains doubtful after undergoing ankle surgery a month ago. And Matt Zenitz says that Trojan safety Kamari Ramsey is unlikely to play, as well as left tackle Elijah Page. Status up in the air. Elsewhere in the Big Ten, Ohio State star wideouts Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate are out today against Rutgers. Tate has missed the past 2 weeks, while Smith suffered an undisclosed injury in last week's win over UCLA. They are both considered day-to-day.
They're keeping them fresh for the playoffs.
Thoughts and prayers.
Over in the SEC, Oklahoma standout defensive lineman Armason Thomas, he's been ruled out today against number 22 Missouri. The Tigers, they did get a bit of good news, though, on the injury front. Quarterback Bo Pribula is now off the injury report. Interesting. Dislocated ankle and could play today. In a few hours, actually. Some other injuries to keep an eye on. Louisville quarterback is a game-time decision today with SMU. That's Miller Moss, with redshirt freshman Deuce Adams likely getting the start if Moss can't go. Our Matt Zenitz reporting that Moss was apparently hurt this week in a weight room mishap. Later tonight, Arizona State wideout star Jordan Tyson is listed as questionable to play against Colorado after missing the past 3 weeks with a hamstring injury. We got through it all. Hey, you guys thought we weren't going to hear from the kids today. Oh, you were wrong. Mikey and Mackenzie joins us from Kansas City with their signature parlay.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount Plus.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Monty was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman, new season, streaming November 16th, only on Paramount Plus.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch, crutch, crutch. Crutch, crutch.
Crutch, you need anything. I do have one question. We didn't mean right now.
You talk to people, they don't see the badge. I talk to people, that's all they see.
I got worried you coming up here without an escort.
I can handle myself.
I'm gonna spend the rest of my career protecting my father's mission. We don't quit.
Thank you.
That's what my dad would do.
Being on the road, I don't think it's a job. I think it's a calling.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every game, live on Paramount Plus.
Someone at this law firm knew they were fueling an epidemic.
You come forward now, you're just a crazy old lady with no evidence.
You didn't see this coming, did you now?
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars. What a difference she has made.
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here. Oh man, this is awesome. That power. Oh my goodness, what a performance.
Warden, take care of my brother Kyle, and I'll take care of you.
This is my castle now. Do we understand each other?
I want your friends to be mine.
Mayor of Kingstown, new season now streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's taunt skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Welcome into college football pregame presented by FanDuel. Play your game. Our game is just dishing out good bets. So we're going to go around the horn. Everybody's going to say their favorite bet, starting with Damian Harris.
Come on. You know this song. Sing it with me. Good old
No, you can sing this by yourself. I love it.
Rocky. You set me up there, but it's okay because I believe in your Tennessee volunteer.
Beautiful. You've never sounded smarter.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's all right. Listen, I'll take a little backhanded compliment. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. But I like the Tennessee Vols in the swamp today. This Tennessee offense, listen, I know Joey Aguilar hasn't played great recently, but this is an offense that knows how to score a lot of points. They know how to move the football on offense. I just think they get it done today.
Yeah, I'm going to keep mine right in the SEC as well. I love Vandy over Kentucky. When you look at their offense, averaging almost 40 points per ball game, I think it's going to be too much for the Wildcats. And then offensively for Kentucky, they're in the 1980s still. They're just so generic. They can't score any points. They can't throw the football at will. I think this is the opportunity for Vandy just to impose their will against Kentucky.
To be clear, you're not just taking Vandy money line. You say they're going to cover
the spread, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
cover the spread. All right.
Bud?
We're going UAB, hosting USF, plus 22. Like USF, what's their mindset after that if they went up and lost that game at Navy? If you're going to cover 22 on the road against a team that score, you got to find a way to get stops, get a couple last days with defensive drives. UAB scores some points. We get out of there.
Okay.
I'm going to take the Buckeyes as a heavy favorite against Rutgers, even without Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith. I don't think it matters. I think Ohio State could probably cover this with almost all of their backups in the game. So I'm going to lay the big number with the Buckeyes.
All right. There are the guys' best bets for the day, but we should probably bring in some professionals, you think, right? We got Mackenzie and Mikey. They're on the road this week in Kansas City, but they could not miss a great opportunity to present to us. Mikey, give us your sicko play of the day.
Yeah, sicko play of the day is going to be Nebraska money line. When a head coach tells the backup quarterback, freshman, 5-star, you're just playing a little too close to the vest. Let's open it up. That's something I want to buy in on.
Love that.
Nebraska money line against Penn State with this kid Latif. Also a great name.
Love the name.
It is a great name. Maybe some quarterback controversy there at Nebraska, but we're going to move on to our parlay pick presented by FanDuel. I say our because, guys, we're still a family, but walk us through what you got today.
Oh, yeah. Well, we got to start the day with the ponies, as we typically do. Now, we're both in on the ponies today, playing Louisville at home. This team rocks. They're putting up 34-plus points per game, so they should put up enough points against this Louisville team. Then we move on to a few more simple money lines. We're going to Oklahoma money line, Mikey.
Yeah, just click the button. That's just a click the button.
That's a click the button. So is Duke money line. He really gave us some chalk in this parlay.
Yeah, well, you know, when Bill Belichick's at a cheerleading competition all week and then he's got to coach a football game, you take the other team.
This is true. And then we're going Texas, minus the 8.5 versus Arkansas. Just a football team that cannot put up points offensively, and that's going to be a problem against this Texas D. And then we're going to take our earnings today and pay for the beers that we get to drink now that we're not in the office. This is very exciting stuff to be a casual football fan today.
I love it. Lucky you guys. You are there for work, though, to a certain extent. Mikey, explain to us what you're doing in Kansas City, and I'm sure because you're professionals, you're keeping it low-key with your bets that you have placed for the weekend, right?
Super professional, super low-key. We just wanted to go to Arrowhead, one of the best stadiums in the NFL, and root for the away team and the MVP and Jonathan Taylor. I put $1,000 on his touchdown. So just keeping it really calm, really low-key, nothing crazy.
Responsible $1,000 on a touchdown score.
Yeah, all responsible.
Yes, that's what we do here, Em.
Love to hear it. Thank you guys for taking some time with us today. It is not college football pregame without those two. Also, not it without FanDuel. College football fans, all FanDuel customers get a shot to boost their winnings every Saturday. All you got to do, claim your boost, apply it to your college football bet for a shot at even bigger winnings. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app now and play your game.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Monty was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman, new season, streaming November 16th, only on Paramount+.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch.
Crutch, you need anything. I do have one question. We didn't mean right now.
You talk to people, they don't see the badge. I talk to people, that's all they see.
I got worried you coming up here without an escort.
I can handle myself.
I'm going to spend the rest of my career protecting my father's mission.
We don't quit. Thank you.
That's what my dad would do.
Being on the road, I don't think it's a job. I think it's a calling.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
Would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount Plus.
Someone at this law firm knew they were fueling an epidemic.
You come forward now, you're just a crazy old lady with no evidence.
You didn't see this coming. Now.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars. What a difference she has made.
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here. Oh man, this is awesome. The power. Oh my goodness, what a performance.
Take care of my brother Kyle, and I'll take care of you.
This is my castle now. Do we understand each other?
I want your friends to be mine.
Mayor of Kingstown. New season now streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's taunt skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
Would you believe this?
needs an audience.
Paris Saint-Germain have won the Champions League. It's a really special moment.
Step inside the frame and feel every match, every goal,
Truly remarkable.
every moment of the world's best soccer.
Shakespearean drama, that's all you can say.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount Plus. The global sports phenomenon has a new home.
Coming down the mountain!
UFC on Paramount Plus. Streaming this January.
Survivor is always evolving. This is your moment.
I will try to be brave, but not on day one.
This is your season.
Back here on college football pregame, and it's not all about the college football playoffs. Some teams are playing for important bowl eligibility today, so let's go bowling, guys. Northwestern could become bowl eligible today with a win over Minnesota. It would be their first bowl since 2023 under, at the time, interim David Braun. So how about that? Elsewhere, we've also got Bill Belichick and North Carolina needing to win to remain alive in their quest to make a bowl. Today, it's a classic rivalry against Duke. They're not favored to win that game. Less impressively, preseason top 5 team Clemson could clinch a bowl today against Furman. Boy, you really hope they win that game. If Clemson does not clinch, it would be the first time under Dabo. 41 and a hook, the spread in that game. Let's go back to some college football playoff talk here. And guys, I'm going to ask you some questions, and we have some handy dandy mini whiteboards. Our friends at Fathead sent us these. They call them loudmouths, which I think is fantastic for our group here at the desk. So the first question, you two have SEC-themed boards. The question is, which SEC teams deserve a college football playoff spot at this point? Name all of them.
All of them?
Yes, and yeah, Damien's going to be writing for a really long time, right?
He's going big. He might not have enough room.
Well, I
If we ask Danny the question, it would be
I got to press
none.
because
Big
I got
goose egg.
the faulty marker.
Oh, yeah, none of those markers are working all that well.
Producer error.
That's all right. Use your mouths to.
All right, I tried.
Okay,
All right,
so
I
be
got
next on
1, 2,
first.
3.
All right, so you've got Georgia, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, and Bama.
Yes.
That's it. So no Vanderbilt.
No.
Right now, that's
Okay.
how I see it as.
Ooh, we only have 4 for Damian Harris. You've got Texas A&M, Bama, Georgia, and Ole Miss. So no Oklahoma, no Texas, no Vandy.
Wait, hold on. I didn't put OU on here. Wait. I'm tripping. Hey, they would have called me a real big hater. They would have called me all type of names. Hold on. Hey, listen. I want to show y'all. I want to show y'all. My marker is not working. It's not working, but I'm trying to put OU right here. I'm not discriminating.
He really did miss that game.
I'm not discriminating.
I'm not even the SEC guy, and I had it right.
You right.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
You got it.
Okay, any qualms here at the desk? Or do we
Any problem?
agree with that?
No, I think that's right.
I think that's spot on. What I think gets really interesting is if Oklahoma loses today.
See, maybe that's why I left him out.
I just said if.
No,
Then
I
I think
we're not
that
getting into
opens the
that
door
yet.
for Vanderbilt, who's just kind of lurking. They're the quietest 2-loss team in the country.
So do you believe 5 will get in from the SEC?
No, I still think you do. Bud does, I do
Absolutely.
not.
How many do you think? 4?
4.
4.
Yeah.
So okay, let me ask you this. Out of Texas A&M, Oklahoma, Bama, Georgia, and Ole Miss, who's out? If you're taking 4, who's out?
Of those that you have written on yours,
Yeah.
I think Oklahoma could be in trouble today.
Okay.
See, me and you thinking alike.
A little tease there. I like it. All right, you guys have loudmouths that have Big Ten. So your Big Ten question is, which Big Ten team is going to be a little sad on Selection Sunday because they just missed out?
But
Could we potentially get some backup markers? Okay, we're getting some new markers here. But that's all right.
It could be a few.
Speak about
So
these.
SAD's like the team that thinks they should get in but don't.
They don't. Exactly.
Or they were so close.
All right.
But if just one result went a different way.
Okay. I mean, it's real hypothetical, but here we go.
Oh, thank you. All right, we've got some more.
B-Mac, mine's worse than yours is,
Pass them
dude.
down.
Let's see
Here
this
we go.
thing.
Toss me one of those blue ones. I like blue. It's my favorite color.
Works with the Big Ten.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Okay. Danny, you have.
I went with 0.
No teams are going to be upset?
No, because I think it's going to clear itself up. And Bud has a good one, but I think it's going to. Clearly, the Oregon USC game today is huge. That's eliminator one, right? And I think the winner of that one is in, and I think the loser is out.
Understandably.
So I don't think there's going to be much in. I just don't think many Big Ten schools are going to be like, we got robbed, we got hosed, like they will be from the SEC.
It's not a big clump like we see in the SEC. It's very clear tiers. Okay. Who do you got?
I mean, I totally agree. Like, I really think you basically, like, everybody has basically played their way in, with one exception. I do think there's a shot that some of these models are wrong. If you look at Oregon's schedule, if they lose at home to USC, I think they could be out at 10-2. Like, they do not have the wins. Like, if Iowa falters down the stretch and loses that Nebraska team, you got what, a win over like a 6-6 Iowa, and we're thumping our chest on that? Sure. You lost by double digits at home to Indiana. You tried to schedule Oklahoma State. You have scheduling intent, but Oklahoma State is the worst Power 5 team in the country now.
And I know Oregon is clearly just rooting for their team, but they need Washington to win today too and get in the top 25 so that they have one more opportunity. But even then, they better hope, if they do lose to USC, they better hope it's by 1 point in a tight game.
I don't think this happens. Probably the only Big Ten team that would be sad, because if Michigan loses Ohio State, no argument, right? Indiana's in, Ohio State's in. Like, that's the only one that feels like, hey, we went 10-2, we're out, like we're sad.
I just want to ask Danny a real quick question. It might get him going. So why do you think, if we're talking about 5 SEC teams, right, and let's say they get in 4, and there's 1 5th SEC team, or there might be 2 or 3 that are pounding the table saying, man, we got robbed, we should have been in. What's the difference between the SEC and the Big Ten? Why do you think the Big Ten, if they only get 2 teams in, or if they get 1, then however many teams they get, why don't you think that conference is going to be pounding the table saying, man, they screwed us, they hosed us?
Because I don't think the Big Ten is as deep as the SEC.
They did win the last
I think
2
that's
national
okay.
championships,
Whoever is manning the cameras backstage, clip that.
But here's
That's not controversial, though, because the Big Ten won the last 2 national championships.
How many teams take home the title at the end of the year?
Clip it.
All it takes is 1.
And here's the other thing. So even in saying that, how does that translate to how many wins? Like, how much better do you have to be? Like, does that mean 9-3 is better than 11-1 in the Big Ten or SEC? No. Like, I think that's why I'm okay if there are 10-2 teams over a 1-loss team. I just think sometimes we get that gap where, like, oh my gosh, it's so much better. I think the SEC is the strongest
10-2
conference.
Vandy, 10-2 Oregon. Who should get in?
Probably Vanderbilt, from a resume perspective.
Does Vandy beat, or does Tennessee beat Florida today?
That matters too.
That would, because I mean, like, what are your
They
best
need a
losses?
big win.
What are your best wins for Vandy? Missouri, LSU, Tennessee.
Right.
Like, because if Vandy beats Tennessee and Tennessee loses Florida, it's a 5-loss Tennessee team, right?
I want my clip.
It's all connected there. I will say our friends at Sportsline give Oregon a 22% chance to make the college football playoff with a loss. All right, we're going to flip ahead. Bud and Damian, you're going to answer this question.
Okay.
Where is Lane Kiffin coaching next year?
You got blue? You got. Well, I guess blue. You're good. Probably no matter where you go.
I got blue.
Okay.
Then we gave you none of Bud's markers work.
No, he's got it. We got it.
Okay.
He's
There we
good.
go.
All right.
Okay,
got,
let's start
Bud?
with Bud.
What you got, Bud?
Going to LSU, man.
LSU.
Okay.
Okay, per our John Talty and Matt Zenitz, LSU seems to be gaining all the momentum lately, but you have a different answer.
Staying home.
Yeah.
He's staying home.
He's not leaving.
He's staying home. He knows where his bread is buttered. Listen, we're over here talking about LSU offering him $90 million. Ole Miss will give him $90 million. Not to mention, like I just said, he's got family there. He's talked about being happier and healthier and finding more success at Ole Miss than anywhere else he's been. And I'll just say this, ladies and gentlemen. I played for Lane Kiffin. He was my OC for 2 years. Nobody loves the theatrics, the pageantry, the media circus, and all eyes being on him. Lane Kiffin is a guy, all publicity is good publicity. I think that he is trolling everybody right now. Now, he might not even have his mind made up yet. He might still be thinking and trying to process, where actually am I going to go? I think he ends up at Ole Miss, and I think that that's the place where he hangs his hat, and where this is the most successful stop of my career.
So it's like a pro wrestling style. He comes out.
Hey,
Wolf of Wall Street.
I'm talking sparkles. I'm talking everything.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Is there? So we think it's Ole Miss, LSU, or Florida.
Yeah.
Is there a wild card?
The Giants.
Yes.
Texas?
You
I
might
think
have
NFL.
one.
NFL.
I have one. None of you guys have said yet.
Don't do it, Danny. Come on.
Because there was a report out this week from
I like
Penn
this.
State.
I like where this is
there
going.
was a Penn State
I like
beat
where this is
writer
going.
who said Penn State's #1 target
Yes, Kalen
is
DeBoer.
Kalen DeBoer.
Yep.
If they lost to Auburn, Alabama fans would be like, please take the Penn State job. Kalen DeBoer might say, get me out of here and get me to the Penn State job. And if Bama opens, that might be something Lane Kiffin's waiting on too.
Can I say something as a Bama alum? Now, I know I might piss some people off. I know I might rub some people the wrong way. If Alabama fans had their choice right now of Kalen DeBoer or Lane Kiffin, without Kalen DeBoer even leaving, they want Lane Kiffin.
I know.
They're going to want Lane Kiffin over Kalen DeBoer. That's just 1 + 1 = 2.
Yeah, but all right, let me ask you this. How does the goofiness play? Because, like, remember, DeBoer was getting ripped for his shirt choice, right? Lane is over there photobombing the couple that just got engaged on the sideline during the TV timeout. Like, if they're sitting there with 3 losses and he's doing all that, like, Lane stuff, I don't think that plays quite as well in the school. Like, Ole Miss is not quite as serious as some of these other schools. You know, like the expectations and the pressure ain't the same.
Again, but he's been there before.
He thrives in
He's
it.
been, and they loved him there.
Yeah.
They loved him there. Except when Coach Saban would give him some of those ASS chewings that he talked about on the sideline. Other than those moments, everybody loved Lane Kiffin. Even when you would see him walking down the strip after a game, everybody loved Lane Kiffin.
And I think we can put, like, the Sark has come out, because I was wondering if anybody would say Texas.
Again and again
Sark
and again,
has really
yes.
hammered the point home, no matter what has been whispered out there.
He can't leave now.
No,
he can't. He can't.
I thought you might write FSU there.
Oh, God.
Well, you said you're going to do a wild card. I don't know if you're doing long division over there. You were very busy there on the whiteboard. But we're going to continue to get you ready to go for big time on CBS between USC and Oregon. What's it going to take to win this must-win? That's next on HQ.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Mommy was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman, new season, streaming November 16th, only on Paramount+.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch, crutch, crutch. Crutch, crutch.
Crutch, you need anything. I do have one question. We didn't mean right now.
You talk to people, they don't see the badge. I talk to people, that's all they see.
I got worried you coming up here without an escort.
I can handle myself.
I'm going to spend the rest of my career protecting my father's mission. We don't quit.
Thank you.
That's what my dad would do.
Being on the road, I don't think it's a job. I think it's a calling.
In the Champions League, every picture, story, and every great story
Would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount Plus.
Someone at this law firm knew they were fueling an epidemic.
You come forward now, you're just a crazy old lady with no evidence.
You didn't see this coming, did you now?
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars. What a difference she has made.
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here. Oh man, this is awesome. That power. Oh my goodness, what a performance.
Warden, take care of my brother Kyle, and I'll take care of you.
This is my castle now. Do we understand each other?
I want your friends to be mine.
Mayor of Kingstown. New season now streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's taunt skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Warden, take care of my brother Kyle, and I'll take care of you.
This is my castle now.
What you expect in return?
Partnership.
Mayor of Kingstown. New season now streaming on Paramount Plus.
It's big time on CBS. Number 15 USC, number 7 Oregon. The biggest game of the day with the most stakes. Basically, it's win and stay alive, lose and no playoff or Big Ten championship game. So we don't know what exactly will happen in this game, but we do know that Oregon will be looking fresh because they always are. They're going with the All Blacks with a green helmet. When I asked Dan Lanning about this this week, I broke the news to him about it. He had no idea what they were wearing.
So the coach don't know what they're wearing?
So that just tells you that they are so focused. Guys, what do we think about this one?
I mean, they're always clean.
I know, right? There's just.
I want to see the fans do like a blackout. That's what I want to see. All black.
We'll see. Let's hear from the crew calling this game. Jenny, Gary, and Brad.
We have a top 15 matchup on CBS and really an elimination game for the college football playoff potentially. When you look at both of these teams, give me one factor that would put them on top. Let's start with the visitors.
I'll go with USC and let Brad have the other side. I think USC has to win the passing game. That's where they're elite. That's what they have to bring to the table. After that, they'll see where they are.
I think Oregon's got the best stable of running backs in the country right now, led by Noah Whittington, and they have been getting it done that way the last few weeks. They've got down and dirty in games like the Iowa game that we had. They can win whether it's good weather, bad weather. They can throw it too, but I think the ground game's a big thing for Oregon.
A little chilly here, but beautiful weather. I know this is just your excitement about the ground game.
That's right.
I want to hone in, though, on USC. This is a team we have not seen since week 3. Where have you seen the most growth?
I think the dependence on the two wide receivers, Lane and Lemon, it's gotten real comfortable for other teams to look at them and say who they're going to go to. 50% of all the targets go to those two, but USC knows where to go on the football field. They've gotten better and better at it.
I think they got better on defense, too, in the last month. They got hammered by Notre Dame, but since that time, second half, especially defense by Danton Lynn, has been really exceptional. They're going to have their hands full, though, with the Oregon offense.
Let's give the folks at home that are watching this right now one player to look out for that they might not just automatically think of. It doesn't pop off the paper right away. Who do you got?
I think Dylan Thiedemann has to have a good game for Oregon. I mean, that secondary for Oregon has not faced this type of passing game. He's a playmaker. He makes a difference whether he's rushing the quarterback or in coverage. I think if he doesn't have his best game, it might be tough.
I was a walk-on at CBS, so I'm going to take King Miller, the running back for the Trojans, because I think he's had as good a year as anybody in the world and in the country, and I'll go with him.
A walk-on?
Yeah, I walked on at CBS.
You know what we need? We need a booth camera so we can see all these things we do during the game.
I know.
So many things. Yeah, we should. But you could also just watch our game, 3:30 p.m. Eastern on
That's
CBS. You should do that.
And we will do that because we are so excited for this big-time matchup. We're always excited to watch this crew, but this game in particular, it's very easy to get up for a game like this. B-Mac, you got to speak with USC wide receiver Mekhi Lemon earlier this week. What are they saying about just the magnitude of this game?
He's fired up. He said his team is fired up. They're going into this ball game with the utmost confidence. When you look at what USC has been doing, especially over the last two ball games against conference foes, they've done a great job in scoring points in the red area. They've done a great job getting the significant stops on the defensive side to give their offense extra possession. So they're playing some of their best football in the more critical moments of their schedule. And they believe, especially when you look at what Mekhi has been doing, if they just play USC football, they're going to be in a good position to have a massive upset reeling out in Eugene. And when you look at him as an individual, I said a few weeks ago that I think he was the best wide receiver no one is really talking about. Well, everyone is talking about him, but people are still slipping on his skill set because he's not 6'3", he's not 6'4", he's not known to be a 4'3"-ish type of wide receiver. He is a football player that happens to play the wide receiver position. He said his favorite wide receiver that he embodies his game after is Amon-Ra St. Brown, former USC Trojan, who's doing a phenomenal job in the NFL. He said he's going to put forth his best effort to be able to do what he needs to do for them to be in a position to win this ball game.
In order for him to get the football, though, a lot is on his quarterback and Jaden Maiava. And Danny, he's almost a different quarterback on the road versus at home.
Yeah, that has been a struggle. It's been struggle city for Maiava on the road. I think he's been, we had talked about this with Cover 3 podcast earlier, like how would you assess the season for Maiava? Like clearly it's an upgrade from Miller Moss from what they had last year, and yet the standard for a Lincoln Riley quarterback is Heisman Trophy winner, #1 overall pick in the draft. So I think he's been kind of underappreciated, but I think he's delivered. Like I still think he can win games, and he's done it a lot of times with some guys injured along the offensive line. Again, he's going to be faced in that situation. So I think he's been really solid for USC, but he's going to have to be great if they want to win today.
Real quick, who do you think has been the better quarterback?
Between Dante Moore and Maiava?
So far this season?
I don't know, because Moore has
close?
the better. Yeah, I do.
I think so. That's why I asked the question.
Like if you said potential, who do I want long term? I would say Dante Moore.
But right now, who's been a better quarterback?
I'd probably say Maiava has been more consistent, and he's been in more high leverage situations. Dante Moore was great in the Iowa drive. You know when he made that big throw in the fourth quarter to help them win at Iowa. But I would say Maiava has been more consistent, and he's played under more pressure-packed situations.
Yeah, I would say as we're talking about Mekhi Lemon, we're talking about Jaden Maiava, we got to talk about USC's defense because offensively they can't win the ball game on their own. Now, when I look at this USC defense, they are getting better. They're more physical, but they're 63rd in the country against the rush. And Gary just said it best on the interview that we listened to. Oregon has the best stable of backs collectively in all of college football. They're led by Noah Whittingham, who has just gotten better week after week after week. He is Oregon's tone setter on the offensive side of the ball. So USC is going to have to do a good job of identifying their identity early in the game by tackling this guy, by hitting him, by hunting in numbers, as my guy B-Mac likes to say, get 11 guys to the football, because if they don't, he can, from the first handoff of the game, he can instill the type of fear in a USC defense that their offense cannot overcome.
What do you think, Bud?
I mean, I think USC has to be all out and stop the run. Right, like if you watched it, remember they broke out that fake punt like 2 Friday nights ago, right, where they had the quarterback snuck him in as the punter. Northwestern was running the ball on them pretty well, and in the first half last week, Iowa was running on it pretty well as well. So I do think here, like you want Dante Moore to throw it 30 or 40 times in this game. If you let Oregon run it 42 times and he throws like 25 passes, it's ducks all day. And like Oregon's offensive line is nasty. Like those guys are big. They seem to have hit on all their transfer portal additions. Like they move people at the point of attack. It's all hands on deck for USC against the run.
And especially you want to make them pass because they don't have Corey Moore, they don't have Gary Bryant Jr., they don't have Evan Stewart. Like they've got a lot of issues. So you want Dante Moore throwing to a bunch of backups out there on the field.
To that point, the last time we saw Oregon on CBS was that Iowa game. And yes, the run game got them to the point where they could put together this great drive to win the game, but ultimately a lot was put on Dante Moore. So why do you think we have cooled off a little bit on Moore? Because Danny, we were talking about first-round draft pick and the Heisman conversation. Some people are saying, well, he's played in some weather games lately, but is that all that's gone into it, or what's changed?
I think he's still a younger quarterback, and I know he had the season as a true freshman at UCLA, and then he started off the season really strong and put up some massive numbers, and he played good against Penn State, and I think that was kind of a surprising situation. But then, as we've kind of seen more games unfold against the better competition, he's kind of come back to reality. But I think this is the best case scenario for Oregon, because I think it increases the likelihood that he comes back to Oregon next season when he'll be a seasoned veteran, and then you can all of a sudden build a team around him, get some of those receivers healthy. So I think a lot of it's just based on the expectations. The bar was set so high. Also because of what Dylan Gabriel did and Bo Nix did in that system. You just felt, oh, he's going to light it up. And while he hasn't put up those numbers, I think Oregon they've been a little bit of a shift in identity as well. We're just talking about how well they run the football. They're number one in the Big Ten. I think they want to be more physical, so it's kind of brought the quarterback numbers back down to earth a little bit.
Also, I don't think his play has cooled off at all since Iowa. He was 27 of 30 for 308 and 2 tutties against Minnesota. I mean,
that was his best game, by the way.
I think he played a super late night Friday night game that the country didn't watch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He seems to be building on it.
The only thing I'll say to that, Bud, is as I look at Dante Moore's numbers against the better defenses that he's played against. So we've got Indiana, he threw for 185. Then we've got Wisconsin. We know they're not a great football team, but defensively we know they're always going to play fundamentally sound. 86 passing yards.
That was a weather game.
That was the insane range.
But I'm just to Emily's question of why has the talk cooled off. I'm by no means. I'm with you, but I don't think that his talent has diminished by any stretch of the imagination. But when you look at the numbers, because that's what we have to do, and then you look at Iowa, another rain game to where they leaned on the running game, Noah Whittingham included. He only threw for 112 yards. So I think as we identify and as we assess his play, when we look at the better defenses he plays against, weather included, we see that the numbers are diminishing and they're not as good.
Well, the luxury he has today, USC, they're not known to be one of the better defenses.
Yes.
Right? And to Bud's point, his best game so far this season was against Minnesota, where he was wheeling and dealing. I mean, he completed with over 80% of his passes, something crazy like that. So I think that could 90. Yeah. I'm sorry. I should change it, Dante. You completed 90% of your passes. So maybe that momentum he can use in this ball game, playing against a defense that could provide some matchups in his favor.
Yeah, not to mention the last time that we saw a comparable rushing attack go up against USC, it was Notre Dame. Jeremiah Love ran for 228 on them. So he's also a pretty darn good running back. So what happens if USC wins? Well, that is one leg of the chaos scenarios that our friend Chip Patterson loves to cook up. Chip, I'm still recovering from last Saturday's chaos scenario, but walk us through, 9 potential 10-2 teams? What does that look like?
Yeah, well, the first part of this is USC getting it done against Oregon. That is a massive piece because obviously it keeps USC on the path to be able to make it and get it to potentially the Big Ten title game. But then also we've got Vanderbilt taking care of business against Kentucky. That won't necessarily be easy. You've got Pitt beating Georgia Tech. That takes Georgia Tech and adds another loss. Then here comes the real chaos. It's during rivalry week. It's when that school up north. It's when Michigan takes care of business against Ohio State. It's when Georgia Tech in the big body Benz hands the Georgia Bulldogs a loss. And yes, in the Egg Bowl with all the Lane Kiffin drama, it leads to a loss for the Ole Miss Rebels. Tack on another loss for Ole Miss. So where does that leave us in terms of 10-2 teams? Hello, we got USC. We got Oklahoma, which would be beating Missouri in this scenario. We got Alabama, which would win the Iron Bowl in this scenario. Georgia Tech, Georgia, Vanderbilt, Michigan, Oregon, Ole Miss, all these 10-2 teams. Guys, I thought being 10-2 was just going to be a fast pass all the way to the college football playoff now that we expanded to 10 teams. But if this is going to be the case, I ask y'all, who makes the playoff?
Guys, what do we think? 9 10-2 teams.
It's a lot to think about.
Who do we think is out? It's probably easier to go through who's out in that scenario.
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss would be out.
Okay.
Yep.
For sure. They cannot lose to the Egg Bowl.
Oregon.
Oregon would be out. We've talked a lot about them.
Okay.
Can we get the graphic back up? I need it. Come on, bring the graphic back up.
Georgia Tech. So in that scenario, Georgia Tech would miss the ACC championship game. correct? Like if they
Chip?
lose, because they
Chip
would
still
lose
there?
to Pitt.
If they lose to Pitt,
If they lose to Pitt,
then they would miss.
But could they still get in? So that I think they would be dependent on the ACC championship. I think Georgia Tech would be out even with a win against Georgia.
Ooh.
I know.
I don't know the Vandy's in either.
Yeah, I think Vanderbilt.
Like if Tennessee does not beat Florida, then Vandy's best win is almost certainly going to be a 5-loss team.
So we all think Michigan would be in.
Michigan.
Yes.
If they beat Ohio
Yeah.
State.
Yeah.
What's their second best win? Michigan.
They have a good loss to Oklahoma.
Washington. If the committee is going to value, I think so.
Yeah, Washington would be their second best win.
I want to
They
ask.
thumped them.
I wish we still had. Well, no, Chip is still here. So Chip.
Chip.
In this scenario, I want to ask something. Do you have Miami finishing as one of those 10-2 teams as well?
Oh, we didn't even include them in
listen.
the graphic.
Come on now.
If you got Damien, if you thought that was complicated, I wanted to see what's the most amount of losses I could get in the college football playoff. So let's go to scenario number 2, which does involve the Miami Hurricanes winning out and finishing 10-2. But let's look at so Georgia loses to Georgia Tech but wins the SEC. Texas A&M loses to Texas but still makes the SEC championship game where they lose to Georgia. So now there's another loss for Texas A&M. Auburn wins the Iron Bowl, so Alabama's down there at 9-3, but Alabama's got that great resume. Missouri beats Oklahoma. Now Oklahoma's down to a 3-loss team, and then Vanderbilt wins out, and I'm not done. Michigan goes on to beat Ohio State. USC beats Oregon on CBS, America's Most Watched Network, the Network of Stars. Indiana then would play USC in the Big Ten title game. Georgia Tech then loses to Virginia in the ACC championship game. Virginia wins out, winning the ACC championship. You're in. Then BYU, reverses it on Texas Tech in the Big 12 championship game. So are you going to leave out Texas Tech, which is now an at-large team? Because, guys, look at all of these teams that have very legitimate college football playoff resumes. If I put any one of these in a vacuum in front of you, you'd be like, yeah, that's a college football playoff team. And yet, there's just not enough room for all of them. So who would make the college football playoff?
My brain is broken.
Somebody get Jim Patterson an ice cold water, please.
Virginia, BYU, Texas Tech on that graphic we just had up would be in for sure.
Miami is in.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I do.
They're in.
Because they're not going to put a 9-3 Bama who lost to Florida State over a 10-2 Miami.
Miami's in.
But Texas Tech will still. Texas A&M will still get in.
Yes.
Yep. Georgia would still get in.
Yes.
Yes.
What about Oklahoma and Texas?
Oklahoma out.
Texas is out. We got to stop
Texas is out.
If you lose this Missouri team or LSU team, I think you're out.
Yeah.
9-3, and this is not going to get in because Michigan has beaten Ohio State.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So Michigan would jump from the 20s all the way in.
Yeah, with a win over Ohio State.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Ohio State would be in.
Yeah.
Yes. What about Georgia Tech?
They're out.
I think they're looking for any excuse to only put like one ACC team in. In this scenario, are we really going to let 3 in? Because we already think Miami's probably in.
The committee has already said.
And we forget Notre Dame.
They've already said that they're looking for any reason for Georgia Tech to not be in the college football playoffs.
If you lose to Virginia, they're going to be like, hey, that Georgia win was a fluke. Yeah. You guys are out.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means that Georgia Tech would have beat Georgia and then get bounced. Texas would beat Texas A&M and then get bounced. It's just these teams would be wreaking chaos on everybody and then not even be able to get rewarded for it as a quality win.
Well, they should have taken care of some of those quality wins earlier in the year.
If you're Texas, the main thing,
if you're Texas, don't lose to an 8-loss Florida team.
Yeah.
Or we expand the college football.
That's what's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
But it shouldn't.
It shouldn't. Yes, it should not.
Chip Patterson, thank you so much. Get in the ice bath. Get ready to go because these chaos scenarios are just going to keep
He didn't breathe
coming.
one time.
Hey, we have half of the Cover 3 podcast here. I wonder what the other half is doing today. We had Chip. Where's Tom? Do you think Tom feels a little left out?
I hope Tom is golfing today.
Well, he may be on the instant reaction show, perhaps. That's how I like to spend my Saturday nights after the day is done. Take a look at this. We are getting very close to the noon kickoffs. Rutgers on the road at Ohio State. The #1 team in trouble? No, probably not. Let's talk about this game.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
No. That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can't always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount Plus.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Monty was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman, new season, streaming November 16th, only on Paramount Plus.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch, 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 crutch.
Crutch, you need anything. I do have one question. We didn't mean right now.
You talk to people, they don't see the badge. I talk to people, that's all they see.
I got worried you coming up here without an escort.
I can handle myself.
I'm gonna spend the rest of my career protecting my father's mission. We don't quit.
Thank you.
That's what my dad would do.
Being on the road, I don't think it's a job. I think it's a calling.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount Plus.
Someone at this law firm knew they were fueling an epidemic.
You come forward now, you're just a crazy old lady with no evidence.
You didn't see this coming, did you now?
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars. What a difference she has made.
The question is, can you handle it?
Tell me, can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here.
Oh man, this is awesome. The power. Oh my goodness, what a performance.
Warden, take care of my brother Kyle, and I'll take care of you.
This is my castle now. Do we understand each other?
I want your friends to be mine.
Mayor of Kingstown, new season now streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's taunt skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Welcome back into college football pregame. Looking at some FCS games to watch. How about the 124th Brawl of the Wild? Montana State versus Montana, number 2 versus number 3 in the FCS. They battle for the Great Divide Trophy. That will be from Missoula. Elsewhere, the game. No, not that one. Harvard and Yale. For the 141st time in history, the first meeting took place in 1875. A little history lesson for you. It's actually not the oldest rivalry. It's the second oldest rivalry behind Rutgers and Princeton. And speaking of Rutgers, they play Ohio State today here in just about half an hour. So while they are worried about the game between Harvard and Yale, Ohio State, well, maybe not the team. They're focused on what's happening today, but the fans are looking ahead to the game, which happens at the end of the regular season. But guys, they're kicking off here in about half an hour, and we talk about these early season games, right? We mentioned the Miami and the Notre Dame. How about Texas and Ohio State? That's the last time we've seen Ohio State really in a big game this season. But do we worry about the fact that they haven't been in a lot of tight and emotional games as they get ready after this one today to then go play Michigan?
I don't really, because a lot of their stars have been in these big-time games. Like, think about who did they go to last year in the title game when they needed to play? Freshman Jeremiah. Like, he's played in big games for a while. Tate's played in a bunch of them. I mean, I think Sayin, is pretty unflappable at this point, honestly. And I think they were kind of easing him into things. I think they are better than what they showed against Texas, and they have not had to show that much else against other teams. Like, you talk to guys who play them, they run so many coverages. Like, I talked to some coaches who played them, like, man, we just don't see this many teams play this many coverages and play it as well as they do. Like, that's not normal, and that's hard for us on game day to face.
You were nodding along when I was saying, do you worry?
Yeah.
Do you worry?
It does. It makes me worried because when you haven't faced any type of adversity throughout the year, once adversity hits, what are you going to rely on? Now, again, we can look at the first game of the season and say, okay, yes, they won a 1-point game against a Texas team that's not very good. They've gotten so much better since week 1. And to your point, they haven't been tested at all. So I just worry, not from the sake of, is Ohio State good? Do they have the good players? Can Jeremiah Smith show up in the national championship game when the moment is on the line? I'm not saying they can't do that. I'm just saying, again, when you finally get that first taste of adversity, when somebody really punches you in the mouth from the first play and they keep punching you all game long, you're going to revert back to the lessons that you've learned throughout the year. And when it's been such an easy road, it's hard to get right in a situation when the team you're going up against is throwing the kitchen sink, the refrigerator, the couch, the bed, everything at you, you know? So Ohio State is clearly one of the more talented teams in the country, and I think they've won their games by such a big margin for a reason. It's because of the schemes that they have, because of the players that they have, because of Ryan Day, the coach that he is. But again, it just causes a reason of concern for me because once that moment does come, when you're in a dogfight in the fourth quarter and Julian Saint has to go execute a 2-minute drive and he hasn't had to do that all year, he's still a freshman. He hasn't done it yet, so what is it going to look like?
I'm with you on the quarterback-specific angle of this because and when I evaluate quarterbacks, I almost, like Julian Saint's been awesome. I think he's a Heisman Trophy candidate, but he really hasn't been in a situation. Probably his biggest situation he was in was at Washington early in the second half, and there was a critical third down, and Washington brought pressure, and he hit Jeremiah Smith, and went for a touchdown, and the game was over from there. He has not been in situations like we saw Fernando Mendoza in against Penn State, like we saw Marcel Reed in against South Carolina last week, and like there's a lot of quarterbacks that have been in those, and Julian Saint has not at any point in college. He's still a young quarterback. And it's funny because I used to give Alabama a hard time about this, and they take it so personally, like, oh, we can't handle it. We don't know. We don't know. And maybe they're like the 2020 Alabama team that blew out everybody on their schedule, went undefeated, and was that good. They might be.
Or 2019 LSU.
Yeah, exactly. But there's also a scenario where they do get tested, and it's the first time, and it's with win or go home in the playoffs, and you truly don't know how they're going to handle that situation.
And talking about the quarterback and Julian saying with him not really being tested or presented with a challenging defensive strategy or scheme, it kind of piggybacks me to what we just saw last week with Ty Simpson. It was his first time looking like a pedestrian-like quarterback in terms of what Oklahoma was presenting to him, and he had some struggles. And we saw how that ultimately played out. I think the concern for all of us is just we love to see quarterbacks when they are battle-tested and we see them fight through that. In regular season play, it gives us more of a voter's confidence that if it happens in playoffs, they can handle it as well. Not saying that he can't, but from our perspective, it's like we want to see you do it. We want to see you do it in regular season and fight through the gauntlet.
That's life, though. I mean, I know we're talking college football. We're talking. I know we're talking X's and O's, but that's life. You don't truly know what somebody's made of until they face some adversity. Like, it's easy to front run. It's easy to lead from the front. But once you're really challenged, that's when you learn what somebody's made of.
And adversity did help Ohio State last year.
The best thing that
in the
happened
regular season.
Losing to Michigan was the best thing that happened to Ohio State last year.
Like, they're going to have opportunities for adversity in their final 2 games regular season. Right?
They could.
Maybe. And if they don't, then maybe they ain't going to see no adversity in the playoff either.
Toledo's played in a lot of close games and some tough road environments. That is Oklahoma. They're not on the road today, but another ranked game for the Sooners. And Mizzou's kind of throwing them a little bit of a curveball with Bo Pribula potentially making his return. How does that affect this game, Danny?
I don't think it's that much of a difference. Bo Pribula was really good to start the season, and then as he played against better competition, he kind of came back to earth as a first-year starter. So I don't know if it makes that much difference. Clearly, it's better than Zollers. That was a young quarterback who was struggling. So it'll give you more of a threat. Ahmad Hardy's going to be the biggest challenge that Oklahoma faces. So I think that's been a little bit overblown. I was a little bit surprised at the massive line movement that we saw when it was announced that Pribula was going to play. But to me, I want to see Oklahoma's offense. That's what I think makes this game kind of intriguing because they've got to figure something out. They need to run the ball more efficiently, and John Mateer has struggled in the pass game. And the one thing I would disagree, we had Josh in here earlier talking about the game, was he said since the surgery, Mateer hasn't been as good. I think he was masking some of his issues because they were winning. Against Michigan, he had several interceptable passes. He has not been a model of consistency even before the injury. It's just been kind of exacerbated because they've played better teams and he hasn't played great. But the one thing I do think he's done better is being a game manager, because I think they've taught him, you have that defense, you don't have to make a play every time you touch the ball.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'd love to have a camera on Ben Arbuckle, the Oklahoma OC, all game, because like that guy schemes it up with the best of them, and he had him last year at Washington State, and Mateer still doesn't see it. And the thing now is like we're in game 10 or 11. Like other DCs have seen this, they're going to run the same stuff. They realize he doesn't see. He goes 1, he doesn't see 2, he dumps it down to 3 too fast. Like he's getting the same type of defense from opponents every week. They had like 207 yards of offense against Alabama. I downgraded my power ratings. I know they won the ball game, but like that's not sustainable. If you have 200 yards of offense, every game is losable. So that's why Pregame is a big deal. Because if Pregame is just not incompetent like Zollers was, and Oklahoma lays another egg on offense, you could lose that ball game.
Yeah, see, that's the point I agree with. And I wanted to go back to Danny because I agree with you, Danny. I don't think that Bo Pribula really moves the needle in terms of the spread of this game. But what does he do? He adds another element to the run game to complement Ahmad Hardy. And we already know.
Coming off a dislocated ankle, though?
No. He ain't going to be moving like he did before the injury.
But we don't know. We don't know.
We don't know. More competent passer. You do have to respect the passer.
All I'm saying is if he's available to play and he can use his legs, I don't think he's going to make that big of a difference in the pass game. I think it's going to be in the run game, obviously barring any mishaps with that ankle, but that's why the line is moving. And to your point, when you have a quarterback in Pribula who he is a better passer but can use his legs, he's not going to be as prone to turning the ball over. So if you have your defense, if you're Missouri, you get John Mateer to make some of those bad reads, make some of those bad throws, those interceptable balls, you capitalize on those, then you give the ball back to Bo Pribula. You say, hand the ball off, drop back. If nothing's there, whatever you got on that bum ankle, give it to us for 1 or 2 yards. That way we keep the ball in our hands and out of their hands and we keep moving the ball. I think that's where he makes a difference in the ball game.
Hardy coming off a 300.
Now let's talk about that.
That's all you got to do. I wish we could get into it, but I am being told we got to hit a break. Parlay Party is coming up next. We all contribute to this can't miss Saturday parlay. Stick with us here on HQ.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount Plus.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Monty was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman, new season, streaming November 16th, only on Paramount Plus.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch, crutch, crutch.
Crutch, crutch.
Crutch, you need anything. I do have one question. We didn't mean right now.
You talk to people, they don't see the badge. I talk to people, that's all they see.
I got worried you coming up here without an escort.
I can handle myself.
I'm gonna spend the rest of my career protecting my father's mission. We don't quit. Thank you. That's what my dad would do.
Being on the road, I don't think it's a job. I think it's a calling.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount Plus.
Someone at this law firm knew they were fueling an epidemic.
You come forward now, you're just a crazy old lady with no evidence.
You didn't see this coming, did you now?
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars. What a difference she has made.
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here.
Oh man, this is awesome. The power. Oh my goodness, what a performance.
Warden, take care of my brother Kyle, and I'll take care of you.
This is my castle now. Do we understand each other?
I want your friends to be mine.
Mayor of Kingstown. New season now streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's taunt skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Time now for a little parlay party here on College Football Pregame. A reminder, college football fans, all FanDuel customers get a shot to boost their winnings every Saturday. All you got to do is claim your boost and apply it to your college football bet for a shot at even bigger winnings. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app now and play your game. I'm going to give you guys a little history lesson. So I used to be a part of this parlay pick every week, and then it stopped in week 8 because I picked UNC team total over. And no, I have not learned my lesson. I'm going back to another team total in the ACC. I'm picking Syracuse team total over against Notre Dame. It's 6.5, guys. All we need is a touchdown.
It seems so easy, right?
You're going over?
I'm going over.
Oh my gosh, I thought you had under and it was an automatic winner.
Oh, no. Danny,
You see, I'm over here like,
Hey, it'll be fun.
Under was,
it'll be fun because we'll have a chance the whole game.
Exactly. We're going to be
gotta
rooting.
score
Yeah,
one
and
touchdown.
last
It's
time
not
I did
going to be over
But,
early.
Emily, this means you have to watch all of Syracuse Notre Dame. Like, I have no interest in watching
You know
60
what, that
minutes.
game is at 3:30. There's not another big game at 3:30, so I'm going to keep all my eyeballs on
Maybe
that
you'll need
one.
to watch for a quarter. Maybe they score first quarter.
We'll see.
No, I
First
think you're going to have
drive.
to watch a long
First
time.
drive.
So
All right.
so I'm back, but I'm immediately going to get kicked out.
Back like
so
a bad
go ahead.
habit. Well, I'm going Mercer plus 27.5 against Auburn. Listen, this Mercer offense is averaging 500 yards of offense a game, 350 a game through the air. I think they've got the firepower to keep up with this Auburn offense.
Okay.
Well, for me, I'm going James Madison, lane 14 in the hook against Wazoo. When you look at the disrespect we just saw when the playoff rankings were revealed, Tulane being inside the playoffs, if they were to end today, clearly James Madison has to feel some type of way, only having one loss with Tulane having 2. Even though Tulane, they have a better record against powerful opponents, this is very, very important for James Madison. I like their chances.
I feel like we have 3 sicko picks, and we haven't even gotten to the king of sicko picks.
Let's keep it rolling. I'm taking UTSA plus 2.5 against East Carolina.
There we go.
Like UTSA was out of that race really early in the year, but they've been improving week over week. Like that's a pretty tough out. I don't think East Carolina should be favored.
UTSA, I don't think Jeff Traylor has lost to a conference opponent at home either.
Yeah, like they're different in the dome, man.
Yeah,
they are.
I'm going to go a little more mainstream, a little ACC love here. Georgia Tech, Pitt, take the over. Georgia Tech's defense is atrocious. We talked about Mason Heichel. I do think he has a bounce-back game. He might not even need it. They can run the ball. And I do Pitt's defense is pretty good, but I do trust Buster Faulkner to dial up some plays that Haynes King and the #1 offense in the country are able to exploit. I think it's a back-and-forth game. I'll go over 59.5.
Did you know blindly betting Narduzzi overs at Pitt, even though his defensive guy is profitable?
Ooh.
Interesting. Those are some pretty good odds, you guys.
Yeah.
Danny, this is usually the time of the show when you grab your phone.
Here we go.
He did not move very quickly to do that.
I might leave yours out, Emily.
It's okay. I understand. College football fans, all FanDuel customers get a shot to boost their winnings every Saturday. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app now and play your game. Only one thing left to do. Let's pick these games. Get your FanDuel app ready. We are dishing out some winners. That's next here on HQ.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount Plus.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Mommy was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman, new season, streaming November 16th, only on Paramount Plus.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch, crutch, crutch.
Crutch, crutch.
Crutch, you need anything. I do have one question. We didn't mean right now.
You talk to people, they don't see the badge. I talk to people, that's all they see.
I got worried you coming up here without an escort.
I can handle myself.
I'm gonna spend the rest of my career protecting my father's mission. We don't quit. Thank you. That's what my dad would do.
Being on the road, I don't think it's a job. I think it's a calling.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount Plus.
Someone at this law firm knew they were fueling an epidemic. You come forward now, you're just a crazy old lady with no evidence.
You didn't see this coming, did you now?
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars. What a difference she has made.
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here.
Oh man, this is awesome. The power. Oh my goodness, what a performance.
Warden, take care of my brother Kyle, and I'll take care of you.
This is my castle now. Do we understand each other?
I want your friends to be mine.
Mayor of Kingstown. New season now streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's taunt skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Back here on college football pregame, and we are all getting ready to go for big time on CBS between Oregon and USC. It's now time to pick the game. Damian, start us off.
I like the Ducks today. Too many injuries for USC. I think Dante Moore gets it going. Noah Whittingham in the run game. It's too much, too powerful. They set an identity from the first play of the game. Give me the Ducks.
This line reminds me a lot of what we saw a few weeks ago when BYU went to Texas Tech. Remember, they were a double-digit underdog as well, and we saw how that game played out. To your point, Damian, with all the injuries for SC in the secondary, I think Dante Moore has a get-right opportunity. Give me the Ducks.
I had USC on the podcast on Cover 3. I'm going to ride with them here. I think Oregon wins. USC covers. Landon.
Yeah, I'm going to lay the points. I think Oregon, I think Dan Lanning has his team in a frenzy. All the negativity, the question marks, who have they beaten? I think he sees this as a massive opportunity.
Okay, kids, live from KC. Help us out. Who you got?
The truck. Shout out the truck.
Oh, great timing.
Please hold, Emily.
Not a paid actor.
All right, I'm going with the Ducks, too, for what it's worth, if anyone does care. Also, Damian, I think your sweater looks really nice today.
He's going
to go with USC with the points. Just feels like a great spot. Too many points.
Okay.
Too many points.
Okay, there we go. Let's go to maybe a spoiler spot for Missouri on the road at Oklahoma. Who wins this game?
Missouri don't play spoiler today. I like the Sooners, and it's because of their defense. No R. Mason Thompson, but still, this is a very, very good defense. They're great against the run. And when we talk about Ahmad Hardy, he's had gaudy-type numbers, but never against a defense that's even close to being comparable to Oklahoma's defense. I think the Sooners pull it out today.
I'm right there with you. The home field, the sense of urgency has to be there for Oklahoma. They control their own destiny, and that defense has been phenomenal. We just saw NFL-wise, the defense terrorize Josh Allen in the Houston Texans. So when you talk about a front that can go hunt, look like what they hunt, Oklahoma has those said guys on their front. I love them in this spot.
If your offense is putting 200 yards a game up, I can't take you to like late points. I want to take Missouri in 6.5.
I actually see our friends at FanDuel currently have it at 4.5, so I like it even better. I liked it at 6.5, but I love it at 4.5. I'll lay them with the Sooners.
Kids?
See, one thing I know is the Sooners are going to make my job really, really hard and continue to win football games, and I don't know if they're going to make the playoff, but they will win today and cover. But I do like Visit.
I'm going to go OU Boomer Sooner -6.5. It just feels like a great spot to bring out the bell.
All right, guys. Thank you so much, and thanks for being here on College Football Pregame. We got to go. That game's kicking off in like 5 minutes. This game, though, we've got some time. Don't worry. We'll continue to get you ready to go for USC at Oregon on CBS, right here on CBS Sports HQ throughout the day. And then when it's all said and done, our friends on the Cover 3 podcast will bring you a live recap of everything that goes down today. So scan that QR code to watch now or listen wherever you get your podcast. More HQ after this.
So, boy.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can't always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount Plus.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
I now know why Monty was so stressed.
What's the plan here?
Landman, new season, streaming November 16th, only on Paramount Plus.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch, crutch, crutch.
Crutch, crutch.
Crutch, you need anything. I do have one question. We didn't mean right now.
You talk to people, they don't see the badge. I talk to people, that's all they see.
I got worried you coming up here without an escort.
I can handle myself.
I'm gonna spend the rest of my career protecting my father's mission. We don't quit. Thank you. That's what my dad would do.
Being on the road, I don't think it's a job. I think it's a calling.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
Would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount Plus.
Someone at this law firm knew they were fueling an epidemic. You come forward now, you're just a crazy old lady with no evidence.
You didn't see this coming, did you now?
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars. What a difference she has made.
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here.
Oh man, this is awesome. That power. Oh my goodness, what a performance.
Warden, take care of my brother Kyle, and I'll take care of you.
This is my castle now. Do we understand each other?
I want your friends to be mine.
Mayor of Kingstown, new season now streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tong skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Welcome into college football pregame here on CBS Sports HQ. The second to last regular season weekend. Kind of emotional about it. I'm going to do my best to be tough for these guys here because they need me in this show to keep it on the tracks. And you know who we got. We got Dan.